guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today, the drink is going to be the Singapore Sling. And when we were in Las Vegas for the Supas Bowl, we went to this restaurant called 8 East, and there they had the Singapore Sling. And I'm not going to tell you the whole story. We'll just save that for James whenever he decides he wants to come on the podcast. Because, fun fact, James actually watches the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. So, Singapore Sling. I'm going to try my best to do it justice. So, you're going to start off with 1 ounce of Roku Gin. And I think that's where, I guess, the situation comes from, or where the flavor and where I like it, because we tried 2 in Vegas. One was made with Roku, yummy. The other one wasn't, disgusting. Then you're gonna follow behind the gin with 1 ounce of Luxardo cherry. And this is basically gold here in Pensacola because only one liquor store had 2 bottles and I bought both. So, put that in there. Hindsight, I don't know why I brought the shaker out because I was supposed to be pouring it in the shaker the whole time. We're gonna go behind that with some D.O.M Benedictine. 1 ounce of that. Then, you're gonna take half of a lime, squeeze it right in there. Then 1 ounce of pineapple juice. 1 dash of aromatic bitters. Give it a stir. And then you fill the rest of it with soda water or sparkling water, or you can use tonic water depending on your flavor preference. And that, my friends, is a Singapore Sling. So make yourself one and enjoy the podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today we have the Singapore Slings. They were so good in Vegas, I called them the Singer-Rich Slings.
Yeah, I wonder why they call it like the sling. Like, are they talking about the Borat sling?
Oh, I hope so.
You know what I mean?
That's the only thing I can hope for.
That's what you end up in at the end of the night by drinking these, and you're just running around. I'm on Singapore.
Yeah, that's to me when James was sitting there talking about them and everything. I was like, Singapore Sling. What is that supposed to represent or mean or anything?
Yeah, it sounds totally like a damn stripper name.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, coming up on stage,
Singapore Sling.
Yeah.
And it's a guy just helicoptering his dick.
And it's a guy.
He's had 5 of them.
Yeah. Well, watch out. These things will put your eyes out. Put your safety glasses on, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Singapore Sling coming up. Safety goggles are required, and if you're in the first 2 rows, you are in the splash zone.
I'll say, please put on your poncho and your safety glasses. Some may need a snorkel.
Ladies, please put your helmet on, please.
Oh, man.
He's like, hello.
Yeah. Here I go.
No panties.
Oh, man. Just bouncing around.
Oh, shit.
That's good stuff. Yeah, it's an amazing drink. It's really, really good. It tastes like a dessert. It really does. I think it's that cherry that we talked about, that cherry liqueur or whatever. That's money. And that stuff smells like cherries and melted butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yummy.
I feel like you could make almost like a cherry pie dessert beverage with that.
An adult cherry pie.
Oh, what if you got the moonshine from Murder Creek, the apple
with all
one?
the cherry? Well, they had the cherry one too.
Oh, and then you add the Luxardo cherry liqueur. Might be a little bit dangerous.
Yeah. So anyway, drink responsibly because these things, as we've seen, will put you out.
You'll be out of commission.
Yep, mixed with other liquors. But we are post Super Bowl. Yeah, Lance, he kind of informed me earlier. He hung out with Jay-Z, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yeah, by accident. We'll definitely jump into that because that's an amazing, crazy story. I will recap on when I told you that the whole Taylor Swift thing is rekindling and capturing these girls. Man, that sounds like Epstein Island.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. It's capturing the attention of the younger female generation.
Yeah.
But ESPN did a segment that these dads love the whole Taylor Swift thing because, your daddy's a little girl until you're like 5 or 6 years old, and then all of a sudden you start doing your own thing. And these dads are hyping it up, going, oh, my God, they gave me my daughter back because now she wants to sit down with her dad, have a relationship, and watch football with me, and it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I don't really know how the broadcasting thing works, but if you get paid per TV that's broadcasting it, like these girls are probably in their room watching football just to hope to see Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I'm sure when they're like, oh, yeah, the broadcast ratings went up. How much of it did it go up just in the Chiefs game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because, see, so one thing I said in the last podcast was the next day I want to see what the ratings were.
Yeah.
And it was like the most watched Super Bowl or something ever because there's like 123 million viewers.
Yeah.
And I was like, was that in the first half or the second half?
Yeah.
Because
I was completely wrong. I thought it was going to be just airing it out, this crazy whole thing, high scoring, keep you. And there was a moment I'm texting Lance during the game. I'm like, dude, pay someone to streak because this is boring. And sure enough, right after that, like two of them, Tony Romo mentioned it. We didn't really see it. They immediately went away from the field. And then Lance was like, oh, there's actually two of them. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool, Yeah. But, dude, it was so boring.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I don't know if they said it on the broadcast or whatever, but for those of you who don't know and if they didn't say it during the actual game, one of the runners on the field had a whistle. And so the ref came up after the play because it was a third down. Patrick Mahomes didn't convert. And so they said there was no interference with the game. I was like,
yeah, how is that not?
because two receivers, because they're trained to listen for the whistle.
Yeah,
and they're like,
absolutely.
all right, now what? And then hike, and then now they're like, oh, fuck. So they're all discombobulated, and they're trying to run around. And then it ends up, Patrick Mahomes had to throw it away, which is fine. But because Chiefs ended up winning, so I'm good.
I love to see, though, one of the guys that was the streaker, the one that actually made it on the field.
Yeah.
He went to the casino and realized there was nobody making bets on it. So he put 20 grand down. Yeah. He bought a ticket for 10 grand. And I think he won I forget the amount. But so he invested $30,000 to get paid and then spend one night in jail. To me, that's a win-win.
That's worth it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Especially if you live in Vegas, you're a local. Dude, that's you. How many of those bets do you think, a local would make?
Yeah. And I wouldn't be shocked if they said in future games, you're not allowed to bet on that.
Yeah. Or if you're the streaker, you know what I mean? But
people make bets on stupid shit all the time.
Dude, so if you came to me and were like, hey, I'll buy your Super Bowl ticket. I'll post your bail. I'm going to make this bet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll give you some. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go ahead and call my boss. Hey, man, just let you know, I'm not going to be in on Monday. Yeah.
I'm going to be $10,000 richer and my ass on that TV.
Yeah, everyone's going to be cheering for me the whole 9 yards. Yeah, I'm about to do the whole thing. So, yeah, I mean, I could see that because that guy said that the casino, he's having a hard time being paid, which rightfully so. Yeah. You're almost guaranteeing yourself money.
Yeah, I think one of the stipulations to it, though, is you have to be on the field for a certain time. Like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that. And this motherfucker made it almost to the 50-yard line.
Yeah. The best one, that briefly made it on TV was the Tampa Bay one, and the guy was in a pink tee bag. Yeah. That was amazing. That was funny because immediately it was looks like everybody. This dude's straight up thonging it,
Yeah, there was one chick, I don't know, I think it may have been Miami. If it wasn't Miami, then it may have been Minnesota. But as she was getting arrested, she was pulling up her skirt, and she had a pink thong on too.
Wow,
I was like, she just wants her ass on TV, and she's going to create an OnlyFans and make moo guap guap after this. She don't need to go to another game.
Oh, nice. Yeah, one of the things they showed, though, was Taylor chugging the drink, the beer or the wine or whatever, mixed drink, whatever the hell it was. Yeah. And, you could hear the fans or lack of fans, kind of booing. And, we kind of spoke about this. It's if I'm a celebrity, okay, and I paid my dues, I've been in the game like Jay-Z, longer than you. He owns his own basketball team. But they don't put him on the screen as much as they put her.
Yeah.
Okay. And we come to the Super Bowl where pretty much you better know somebody, blow somebody, or have some buku money to get in. And that's what you do. You see Taylor Swift. You don't want to see her. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then I feel why is she better than me? Why is she getting all the attention and not me?
Yeah.
I'm famous too, MFer. I own my own basketball team. I own way more than she'll ever own.
Yep.
But me and my wife aren't on TV. We're not getting the recognition, all this eyes and this and that, especially throughout the normal season. Mm-hmm. So it's all right, we had enough. Our bellies are full of Taylor Swift. And not only are we full of it, you cram more down our throat for dessert. Like, all right, here's the icing on the cake. Here's some more Taylor Swift, you know, little taste Swift, you know?
Yeah. T-Swifties.
Yeah. Old taste Wi-Fi.
Yeah, the wrong Swift was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, as you were talking about Jay-Z, I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys the Jay-Z story about how
I was leading into
how
it.
I randomly stumbled upon
Because Lance
it.
didn't hang out with Taste Y.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
So Thursday night before the Super Bowl, James, and Audrey were eating at Yellowtail, the place with the yummy tuna pizza. And afterwards, James was tired. He was going back to his room. And then Audrey and I were trying to find a baccarat table. Well, I don't have Jay-Z money, so I can't play the $1,000 a hand or $5,000.
But you have Jay-Z attitude
Yeah.
and mindset.
Yeah, so I'm there. I'm there.
When Lance is in the Bellagio, he owns the Bellagio. All right, we're gonna call it the Lance Algio.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm hoping I slip and fall, and then I can name it the Lance Algio. That'd be bitching. Because every year or every season, I change the floral arrangements in the whatever, the garden to shark shit. It'd be sharks all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're walking, trying to find a baccarat table, and behind the baccarat bar in the Bellagio is the baccarat room.
Which I don't even know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
It just sounds fancy to me.
Yeah, you go in there and it's very like Asian inspired, and the toilets even greet you when you go in there. It goes, time to take a shit.
Although he's gonna be like, "Oh, hello."
Oh, that's that probably. So I'm walking, I'm looking, and I see, all right, $300 tables, $1,000 table, $5,000 table. I'm like, come on, where's the 25?
Yeah.
Where's the 25?
I'm just here to take a piss, get a drink.
You know what? I'm about to go shit on the floor in the baccarat. They'd be like, who took a shit in here?
Yeah. We charge you to breathe the air, sir.
Yeah, they pump rich in through the air. And I get to the back of the room and I turn the corner because like you have to go down these aisles of the tables to try to find like what the things were. So I turn that corner and I see Jay-Z in the corner and he just like looks up at me. I'm like, oh fuck. So I just like slowly back away.
Oh man.
Be rich. Just sit there and
Dude,
great.
being old school, I would have just had to hit him with that. It's a hard knock life for us.
But see, everyone in there, they're so rich. Yeah. They don't want to be, they didn't even want to see how poor I was in there. Yeah. And I was like, I can't.
Just hit him with a line from Big Pimpin'.
Yeah, I leaned over to Audrey and said, fucking Jay-Z.
Yeah.
We got to get the fuck out of here. And he just had extra pit bosses around him. He had a bottle of champagne on this like little roller tray.
I mean, who would be ballsy enough to really like fuck with Jay-Z? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure Jay-Z probably beat someone's ass.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like, he didn't even need the security. He's just like, I'll fucking.
And if he doesn't, his, you know, like he'll catch you on another date type thing. You know what I mean? Like you come up and mess with me too much. Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll end your life. Yeah. I'm in the Illuminati.
And I'm sure if they saw me start taking any more steps that way, I'm sure that the pit bosses would have been like, hey, back up.
This hand the size of a bushel of bananas would have been like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
And you would have had to look up and seen a belt buckle and then kept going up.
Yeah. And
my bad.
Yeah. And I don't even know how much he was playing per hand because his table where it would say like the price just said reserved. Yeah. So, you know, when it says reserved, people are playing stupid amounts.
Yeah. That's more than you can fucking afford.
Yeah.
You know
I'm sure, I'm imagining maybe 10,000 a hand.
I was just about to say 10 grand a hand. I could see that.
That if I was Jay-Z rich and I'm there 3 days before the Super Bowl on a Thursday, I'm playing 10 grand a hand.
Yeah, when you're in the billions in the black, like you know what I mean? Like you're set. 10 grand is like $10. Yeah. I mean, that's it's probably nothing.
Yeah.
If not, I would probably say like 25.
I was thinking that too.
Remember John Daly was saying how much he spent. And Jay-Z makes John Daly look, you know, stupid when it comes to money. And it's like, all right, 25, 30 grand. Yeah, I could see somewhere north of that. Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Because at Circa, when you get past the $25,000 chip, no, the $10,000 chip, they give you cards, and they're about like this big. Okay. And it says 25 grand on it.
Yeah, I'll never see that.
Yeah, I've only seen them on the craps table at Circa in stacks because this guy was playing those.
Holy shit.
And it was a $10 table. Wow. I'm like, why are you know the minimum's 10, right? Only $10, not 10,000.
Good God.
And this man was spending $25,000 chips or cards, and they were you don't even call
I
them
would
chips anymore.
cry if it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, if I lost.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. When we went to not Atlantic City, Atlantis. in the Bahamas on this past cruise.
Okay.
There was this guy that was playing $10,000 per number. So that's $64,000 across, and then 10,000 on the line, and then 30 to 50,000 behind it. Every single fucking roll. And
What do they do?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? For a living.
This dude was a small Asian dude, probably the height of Crystal.
Wow.
Just skinny.
So
he didn't give a shit. And every time he ran out of money, he'd say something. Like, he didn't speak English, so he'd say something to the guy, and they'd bring over this sheet of paper and hand him a pen, and he'd sign it. So that's
he
his
probably
credit.
owned every nail lounge from here to fucking Houston.
Yeah. God, that's the only thing, dude. And then there were these. So during that week that we were there was some big college tournament that was happening, and we ate at this restaurant that was in the hotel, which they have an amazing drink, but they only limit you to 2 because it's so fucking strong.
Wow.
And
what was it?
I don't know. It was like a. Have you ever had the painkiller at Cheddar's? It's like a pineapple-y coconut with rum in it.
Wow.
It
Sounds good.
Oh, it's delicious.
I don't think I've ever drank at Cheddar's. I've always eaten there for like lunches for business or whatever.
Yeah.
And
if you ever go to Cheddar's, get the painkiller drink. It's really, really good. Easy to drink. It has like cream of coconut. I can probably make you one, but it's got spiced rum, cream of coconut, pineapple juice, and then they put honey around the rim and then coconut. It's yummy. Anyway, so that's
a podcast drink.
Yeah, this was Atlantis's version of that painkiller drink, but
I wonder what they used to make it. Like maybe 151 to limit you, dude. You have to like that. Alcohol is up there.
Yeah, the Cruzon was in the 151. It was in that.
Okay,
but fucking delicious. I did have 2. Not gonna lie, I had 2, and it was meant for 2 people, so 4 people. So I had all of that.
Well, I mean, you're the size of 4 midgets.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. So I
that is a question right there. Do midgets get half off their drinks, or like they can only consume like, hey, these are for 2 normal sized people?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, wait a minute. I get 2, but this little guy gets 2. He's half the size of me. Why can't you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Serve him 1. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that was like. Look, I'm going to come back to that. But my point is when I was having those drinks, it was on the water, which was a bitchin' fucking view. It was a bitchin' view. Because since there was some sort of basketball tournament or whatever going going on that day at Atlantic City in their little courts or whatever the fuck they got, there's all these yachts are coming in, and they're all flying the flags of whatever team that they want. And I'm like, I wonder which yacht that the Asian dude at the craps table had.
Yeah.
Anyway, but to go off of what you were talking about, during the Super Bowl, the actor who played Miles Finch in The Elf was at the Wynn at a bar with Mike Rubin, and he was wearing a Louis Vuitton jacket. And I told James, I said, I will give you $1,000 if you say you're an angry elf and just run away.
Oh, dude, I would have got down. I would have kneeled down and said it right to his little face. You're an angry elf from South Pole. You know, for $1,000.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
it's worth it.
And then something else I said was like, all right, he had a Louis Vuitton jacket on.
Yeah,
did he go to Louis Vuitton Kids? Or did he just have it tailored at the normal Louis Vuitton
Like
store?
they have a baby gap for Louis Vuitton?
Yeah, exactly. Because I know they have a Gucci Kids.
Yeah. It's called Louis Vuitton Junior.
Yeah. And in my mind, it's like, it's actually a decent idea, because if I was a little person and I needed a Louis Vuitton jacket, am I going to go pay $3,900 for it in the regular store, or am I going to pay $1,800 for it at the kids store? I'm shopping kids. I'm not above that.
Yeah, no,
I'm gonna
that's a whole nother broadcast of questions to ask a little person. Like, you already get cut short on, you can't go ride different rides on the fair.
Yeah,
like you have to be this tall, and they're like, oh, I'm just a little bit too short. But when it's like, hey, we only serve two of these drinks per person, that's it. But what if it's a little person? Is there a height requirement?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
I'm sure they're gonna say average. Like,
yeah. Oh, but if you're below 4'6", then you only have 1.
Yeah, you must be this tall to drink this drink.
Yeah, exactly. God, you see where I was going with it? I was like, dude, leading up, like, what if we open up a bar and it's like you have to be this tall to enjoy this drink, this tall you can enjoy that drink? Like, you put height requirements on your drink levels.
Like the things at the convenience store that says 6 foot, 5 foot, 4 foot. Like,
you know, a good way to be able to like prevent it. you have to be this tall to reach the button to order your drink.
Yeah.
That's your limit.
Yeah.
Whatever one you can reach, that's your limit. If you can't reach the good one all the way up, then you can't, you know what I mean? Sorry.
I feel like that's a fair question. Now we need to go to McGuire's and ask David. Like,
Yeah,
hey, David.
he would know.
You know how they limit you? This is going to sound so fucked up, but I have to
It is,
know.
but I mean, we're not making fun of them. It's
Yeah.
like real life
It's
questions.
a fair question. Because
How come they get to drink the same amount as I can, and I'm 100 pounds heavier and 4 feet taller? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So to me, it's like, okay, well, I have to ask David now. I have to know. Because that is going to bother me. Because at McGuire's, they limit you to 2 or 3 Irish wakes.
Yeah.
So, hold on. You only got to have a 1.5. We're going to make you half awake.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, too, and I know there's some females out there that can drink their weight in alcohol, but how come they get served the same amount as a man who is known, like, obviously you can drink way more than this chick, but she is allowed the same amount of drinks as you?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, and like Scott's huge.
Yeah.
And then, like, so he can probably drink more than you and I can.
I've seen Scott drink like 32 beers one afternoon.
Damn.
I know. A whole cooler full. And I'm like, dude, there's no way. And then goes to Circle K and gets the natural light seltzers, the peach flavor, and downs like 2 of those. I'm like, dude, he is like, there's no way.
Yeah.
But if we go to McGuire's, I get the same amount he can get. Knowing I can't consume that.
Are you going to give Shaq more alcohol than Miles Finch? Yes. That's what I would do.
Exactly. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
So Shaq gets the same amount as this little person?
Yeah. So Shaq can have 4 Irish wakes to Miles Finch's 1. I'm calling him, I don't know his name. I don't know his name, but it's Miles Finch.
Yeah. He writes books.
Yeah. Cow and a chicken in the little cartoon book or whatever. In my mind, I only know him as Miles Finch, and that's kind of disrespectful. But I was hoping it was going to be the dude from Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, dude, to have a drink with that guy and say I drink and I know things, that would be.
Because he drank all the wine.
Yeah, that dude stayed drunk.
Yeah, you can't watch that show and not drink wine.
Yeah, I'm going to propose the odd that we should rewatch Game of Thrones because that's
dude.
except for the last season.
You will not. Yeah, about to say you won't regret it until season 8.
Yeah, that we waited 2 fucking years for, which I was like, God, AIDS,
Jesus. So what else cool at the Super Bowl?
At the Super Bowl, ran into Shannon Sharp, but not really run into him. Yeah. He was walking past us, but he was at Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau also, we went upstairs to have a drink. That's where I had the taco drink. Where it had taco seasoning in it. And I thought that
Gotta try it.
Yeah, I was like, is it really taco seasoning? But the waitress has been fucking with us all night. And so I was like, all right, well, are you serious? She's like, yeah, I'm serious. But she doesn't usually work that bar. So when one of the other waiters came by, or the bartenders came by, I said, hey, man, does this drink really have taco seasoning in it? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, really? He's like, it's not bad, though. It's not bad. We only put a little bit. And if you don't want it, we can have it taken out. But the flavor of the tequila and the mixers and everything that we put in there, it kind of complements it. So I said, okay, cool.
Nice.
I get it. It has like white chunks in it. And I jokingly say, did you put cheese in my fucking drink? And she said, yeah. And I was like, I think you're fucking with me.
See, that's where I couldn't do it. Yeah, I can't even drink orange juice with pulp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're putting fucking queso.
Yeah. And so once again, I go back to my boy who came by who didn't lie to me, but she's not lying to me. I said, is this fucking cheese? And he's like, yeah. And so I'm beginning to think, because this is the new hotel that just opened
They're probably
up.
just going like, let's see how much crazy shit we can put in this drink, and he's willing to do it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Is this hamburger meat? Is that a piece of chicken?
Yeah, I was literally hamburger meat away from having a full-on taco.
Yeah, you should have been like, hey, give me a tortilla shell so I can wrap this drink up.
Yeah, really. That would have been funny as shit if they would just like sliced a tortilla and put it in there.
Yeah, roll it up for your straw.
Yeah, like a tortilla straw. Or one of those straws, like the curled Doritos or whatever, like the Takis or whatever.
Oh,
a Taki straw.
Yeah, a Taki straw. That would be amazing.
Yeah. So
that's too funny.
She came back and I said, so you really put cheese in this? And she said, yeah. And I said, was it like the cojita cheese? And she said, that's exactly what it is. And I was like, the way you're answering this with such confidence is pissing me off because I don't think you're telling me the truth.
Are you fucking with me?
Yeah. So I try it and it's really good. And I I finger bang my drink and I pull up a piece of that cheese and I eat it. I was like, that's fucking cojito cheese. I was like, what did they do to this drink?
It would be so funny to like serve it with the garnish of like a tortilla chip.
Yeah.
The Taki straw. Like just go way above and beyond.
Yeah, or just have like almost like a Bloody Mary, and then they have shit hanging off the side like chips and queso or something.
Dude, I seen this one the other day on TikTok. They literally took a whole ass chicken, and put it on top of like it was huge. It was like the size of this,
like a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, a Bloody Mary, and they had a fucking Dungeness crab claws hanging out the side of it. A whole skewer of shrimp. It was like a Bloody Mary for like 4 people, obviously.
Meal.
But it was a whole goddamn chicken, a whole roasted chicken. They put right on top, and then all the vegetables and crab claws and shrimp and everything else. I'm like, at what point? Where do we start drinking this thing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
We got to eat our way through it.
You got to dissect it to even get to the drink. But I mean, that's cool. It was a cool presentation. It looked awesome. But
yeah,
I'll see if I can pull it up or whatever. But yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah. So I was drinking this margarita through a straw, which I don't recommend, but it came with one, so I figured I should drink it with a straw. And they didn't even put anything around the rim of it, which I would have put more taco seasoning if that's what I was going for.
Yeah.
But I was drinking it with a straw, and the point in which I quit drinking the drink was when a piece of, or a chunk of the cojita cheese went through the straw and into my throat, and it felt like I just swallowed a fucking booger. And I was like, nope, I'm done. I'm done now.
Yeah. No.
But when we were leaving that bar, it was on like the second or third story of the Fontainebleau. We see these 2 security guards standing there, and they're like talking into their like little earpiece and whatever. And then I look down, and then there's this guy that's laying like this.
Shit.
And he had his car keys in his hand, like falling out, and he was fucking gone. I thought this dude died.
Good God.
But apparently, he was wearing a 49ers jersey, so it served him right. This man was gone. He was like fucking hammered drunk, dude. Imagine just walking, because the only thing that was where we were was bars. All the food places were closed.
Oh, wow.
So this man was going to go get more of whatever knocked him the fuck out, and he fucking died in the middle of it. No, he didn't die. He was just passed the fuck out. Imagine passing out in a hotel with your car keys in your hand.
In front of everybody.
And not knowing it. And I wondered if he died, but Audrey said that she's seen enough like dead people in the ER and stuff, so she's like, he wasn't dead. He's still.
They'll probably take him in, pump his guts out, and
Yeah.
he'll be good.
They're probably calling security and be like, not a motherfucker's gonna die in this hotel. We can't afford it. Because apparently they're having a rough day.
Here's this Chicken Mary. Oh, well, that's the guy's reaction. There you go. Look at that thing.
Damn.
That gets delivered to your table.
A whole chicken. Oh, how much is that?
Chicken.
$70, $80?
Oh, every bit. Look
Probably
how big the
100.
cup is, man.
That's
It's a pitcher. Yeah, it's a pitcher. I mean, dude, that thing has everything.
I'm mad. Who wants to eat the chicken tits?
Yeah,
That'd
exactly.
be so fun. Where's that at?
Oh, I don't know.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
We're going to Texas. Nice. Oh, man.
Did you hear where Jimmy Garoppolo is getting suspended for the first 2 games?
I did.
For performance enhancing.
Exactly. Well,
and, and look at this meme.
Exactly.
I was like, what performance, buddy? He should have to play 2 extra games for
Yeah,
that.
he should be. Yeah, he should be able to sue somebody.
Yeah.
Someone lied to him.
It was some guy on because it's Las Vegas Raiders. It was some guy on the strip. Hey man, I got performance enhancing drugs. You want some? He's like, okay, sure. My performance could be enhanced.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, it was pretty cool seeing you on TV though too. That was during the celebration.
Yeah.
Got a picture of my TV with Lance in the background and James and Mahomes holding up the trophy, which is pretty cool. Pretty nice to see. And I seen Lance like texting on the side. I was like, if he doesn't text me back, I know he's getting these. I'm watching you on TV, but
yeah. One thing that I did say in the last podcast was that I wanted Kyle Shanahan to lose.
Yeah.
Like that, because he sold out the Falcons, and I'm convinced of that, and there's nothing anyone else in the world will ever say that will make me change my mind. And Adam Schefter the other day put out this picture, and I'll put it up here. And it's showing the comparison of Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan. And you can see where in 2019, he lost the Super Bowl with the Falcons. Then in 2021, he went to the NFC Championship, lost. Then in 2022, NFC Championship, lost. 2023 goes to the Super Bowl, lost. And this is like his progression compared to Andy Reid's. And I just love all of that because I'm like, yes, sir.
Yep.
So
Nice.
Yeah. And then I wanted to talk about the Jordan Spieth thing being disqualified from the Genesis Invitational. Did you hear about that? How he signed the wrong score on his card.
Oh, shit.
It said that he signed for a par on the 245-yard par 3 fourth hole at the Riviera Country Club, but he made a bogey after missing a 5-foot putt for par.
Wow.
And I read the comments, and I thought it was fucking hilarious because it's like, I do that on the golf course all the time, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, hey, Matt, what'd you get? Par?
Yep.
Really, we got 7s and 8s.
Really?
Just put me down for par.
You went through 3 new golf balls and you got a par.
Yeah, it was the golf ball's fault as far as I'm concerned. If the golf ball doesn't go straight, I can't find it.
So when you were in Vegas, they had the waste management.
Yeah,
Oh my
in Phoenix,
God. Have
yeah.
you seen the highlights of these people getting trashed?
Yes.
They're calling it the wasted management.
That's
they got
perfect.
They got bum rushed on Saturday.
Yeah.
And people didn't even have tickets. And finally the people checking they're like, screw it. They threw their hands up, just let everyone in.
Oh.
That's why they had to quit selling alcohol.
Everyone's
Because there was
plastered.
500,000 people at one point in there for the audience. And they all rushed the damn beer gardens and everything. And they were trying to make drinks. And there's a guy on TikTok. He was a bartender there. Yeah. And they came down. The management came down. It's like, quit serving. We're going to quit for like an hour to see if some of these people will leave and just get out of here. And they didn't for a while. And then they finally started getting out. But they shut it down for the day. But yeah, they bum rushed the gates. And the people checking tickets finally just said, screw it.
Damn.
And just
what would they
everyone
do
through.
if they did that at the Super Bowl?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Because if everyone under the sun showed up.
Yeah.
And
just rushed the gates.
Yeah, because they didn't check our tickets at security. They didn't check your tickets until you got to enter the thing. And even then, there's no gate there. Yeah. There's just these random kiosks, and you just bring your barcode up, scan it, and then you're in.
Wow.
And there's no more security, like no more police there.
Yeah.
Because all the police officers are at the security checkpoint to make sure you don't have guns or weapons or anything like that.
Dude, bum rush the gates if you want to get in.
Yeah, so who's to say everyone just doesn't go through security? So if everyone, like, at next year's Super Bowl says, I'm going to go and go through security, and then we're all just going to get together and just bum rush the Super Bowl, how are they going to get everyone out of the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
And they're not. Because then once you're in there, there's only one guy at each station checking to make sure you're going to the right section.
You go hide in the bathrooms at the beer gardens and everything else.
And even then, if you're bum rushing that guy too, who's to say you're just not standing in the aisles? And how are you going to make everyone leave?
Yeah.
You're going to have to go through and say, ticket for 61,592 people, which is how many were at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, they said they had like, at one point, like 500,000 people at that damn wasted management. And dude,
10X.
They were hammered. It had rained a little bit the day before, so these hills
slipping.
with their
Dude,
it was so bad.
In Vegas, they had the Live tournament.
I seen that at the Wynn.
And I told James and Audrey, I said, dude, I want to spend, because it was like $300 a person, and you got your own little suite. And I was like, I almost want to do it.
Yeah.
Because it had unlimited drinks and unlimited food.
Oh, that's worth it then.
I was like, dude. Yeah. And it was on the
You're going to have a $300 bar tab easily.
And it was at the first hole.
Wow.
And I was like, let me sit there and just like get crazy and shake beers on people, because I've seen the videos. I always thought that was going to be so fucking cool.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
And then if you wanted to spend $1,000 per person, then you got the all-inclusive access VIP package, where you could go to any section of the golf course that you wanted to whenever you wanted, free food, free drinks, and free transportation.
That's almost worth it.
Yeah. And the only thing you couldn't do is go to the cabanas, because the cabanas you had to buy, but if you bought a cabana, you still couldn't do everything. So I was like, fuck the cabana. I don't need the cabana. The cabana wasn't even on the hole.
Yeah, when I start drinking, I want to be mobile.
Yeah, when I start drinking, I'm walking around. I'm going to start talking shit, especially because you can do that there.
And you just start you just find one golfer and you're like the heckler for that guy.
Yeah, I was like, oh, you fucking suck, buddy. And then he fucking crushes a drive.
Well, we meet again.
Yeah.
You want me to come out there and hit that for you?
Yeah, I love that. And I was like, dude, I wanted to do it so bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, we didn't. Hindsight. I mean, the trip was still my favorite trip ever, and I thought it was so fucking cool. Like, everything just worked out the way that it did. We ate yummy shit. We did cool fucking shit. Went to the Super Bowl.
A lot of people were there.
Yeah. But it didn't feel like it. Like if I would have picked you up and put you there during Super Bowl weekend, but take all the signage down, you wouldn't have known any different than June.
I just seen a bunch of TikToks with like the traffic and stuff. Which is fucking crazy.
The traffic was only bad if you were driving, but we didn't drive. We walked.
Well, yeah, that's kind of common sense.
But
the traffic's only bad if you're in a car.
Yeah. But see, we walked there, and we were told that it was going to be a 2-hour wait in traffic to get from our hotel to the stadium. And Will texted me and said, dude, it took us 6 minutes to get from the Caesar's Palace to the stadium. I said,
By walking?
No, by driving. I said, drive what? And James, and when he sent me that, James and I were already at New York in the in their casino, and because we were walking, getting a drink, doing our thing, just seeing what we could get into. If there was a craps table, we were gonna fuck it up. But anyway, we get to New York and we're like, let's just see what we can do with an Uber. And if it gets bad, we'll get out and walk because we were planning on walking anyway. Yeah. Dropped us off like a block away from the stadium, a block or two away from the stadium, and we were good. And walked right in, no issues or anything with security or lines or bullshit. I was like, okay, this is not
too easy.
I was like, this is a lot easier than any other, the regular game that we went to.
Yeah.
Because the regular game, we had to walk and then go in and then wait in the line to get in through the security thing and the whole thing. I was like, that's bullshit. But margaritas were about $21 per margarita, which was fucked up. After that, I think I had 2 margs. Maybe James had a marg, and then.
Well, to be honest with you, that ain't because that one we went to when we were there for your wedding, and we went and had those margs.
Yeah,
yeah, because I bought that round of margs, and dude, they were like $20 a piece.
Yeah,
then so I mean that ain't too bad, I guess.
Yeah, but for the Super Bowl, Javier's was jacked up to $40 a margarita.
Good God.
Yep.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but that's also really good. So I had a couple margs at Javier's throughout the trip, not in one. Well, yes, in one sitting once, but the truth will come out eventually.
Yeah, it was one sitting once. Yeah. I don't know.
But no, we went into. I was gonna call it areolas for what it's.
Good God, we went in old titty nipples.
We went to Areolas and got us a margarita.
Balloon tits.
Balloon tits. So we went to Aria for dinner at Catch after the Super Bowl. Yummy. And their dinner's completely different than what you guys had at brunch.
Oh, okay.
Fucking yummy. Anyway, then we went to Bizarre Meat by Jose Andre. It's he's like a Michelin-starred chef, and he has a James Beard Award, so it's the HMFIC.
I'll say it sounded like a male strip club.
Yeah.
Bizarre Meat.
Yeah, it does sound fucking hilarious, but all their menu items are curated to be some sort of weird shit. Like, like with meat, though. So, like, they have a cotton candy foie gras. So, it's foie gras spun in cotton candy, so you get that sweet and then the savory and the richness. Pretty good. Then they had a beef carpaccio, which wasn't as good as George's.
Oh, really?
Because it needed that sauce that George puts around it. That's the yummy part.
Yep.
The only thing that was missing about that was the fucking sauce. Then they had a chicharrone, and they serve, if you call 3 days in advance or however long in advance, they will give you a whole suckling pig, like for the table.
Holy shit!
But it's $625. I didn't do that, but
you better have a lot of people. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Holy cow!
And so it said recommended for parties of 6 or more.
Yeah,
and we only had 3, so I didn't want it anyway. It didn't matter. But it's important because the chicharrone that they were serving was the length of an entire pig. So it was about like this fucking big.
Wow!
And it came out, and the waiter or the server presents it, and it's like, good. And then he takes this like little mallet and chisels off pieces and just beats it up, and then you just dip it in the sauce, and it's yummy.
You should have got some guac with it.
See, I don't know what the sauce. It was almost like a thicker version of sour cream, but it's like a crema or something.
I was about to say like a crema.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, and then
sounds delicious.
The caviar cones were fucked up good. They were
caviar cone.
Yeah, they put like this cream stuff in like a little miniature ice cream cone, and then they put caviar on top, so you get the sweet, the salty, and then the crunch from the cone. It
Wow.
was so good. So good.
I've only had caviar one time. That was with the $100 burger, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, that caviar is very chill and very salty.
Yeah.
This caviar was like a sturgeon caviar from wherever the fuck. It tells you on
From
the thing.
Sturgeonville.
Yeah. So I was like, that's interesting.
Huh.
Anyway,
Worth a try.
But every old fashioned in Vegas is bad, except for the one at the Baccarat bar and then the one at Bazaar Meat.
But I wonder what Jay-Z drinks at that bar.
He was drinking champagne because there was that bottle. Okay. I couldn't tell what it was, and it didn't look like Dom EP because Dom EP is fucking gross. Like, if you like Dom Perignon, there's something wrong with your mouth. It's not
Maybe
good.
he's drinking old Cristal.
Yeah, probably.
No,
whatever it was important enough to be on its own card. So,
yeah, I don't see. Yeah, because I sometimes I wonder, like, you don't see him drinking like an old fashioned. Like, I wonder what he likes to drink, what he likes to sip on.
Yeah, I want someone to do like interviews. You know how people they're like, oh yeah, cool car. What do you do for a living? Or you got cool clothes. What do you do? Or what's your favorite brand of clothes? What's your favorite car? Whatever. I want people to talk to me and tell me what their favorite drink is.
Yeah,
because I think that'd be bitching. Because like, wouldn't you love to know who or what Jerry Jones' favorite drink is, or Patrick Mahomes or Dak Prescott, or someone's cool fucking drink that they like to drink.
Yeah, I mean, and just like, Jason Kelsey, he's down in Bud Lights and Miller Lights and everything else. It's like, who would have thought? I mean, there's no fancy beer, but I just, wouldn't think he would be doing that. He looks like a bourbon guy. Yeah. Like he'd be like, oh, I'm sophisticated. I'm going to drink bourbon or whatever. But
then when he does drink a beer, I think it'd be like Stella or something.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, all right, well, if y'all want to know what my favorite beer is, then it just depends.
Yeah.
Some days
what kind of mood I'm in? Yeah. Some days it's Modelo. Some is Yingling. Some is Dos Equis. Some's just Michelob Ultra. Yeah.
If I had to pick one beer for the rest of my life to drink, I'd probably go Modelo.
Yeah.
Because it's all around. You can have it with anything. Yep. It's good with a cheeseburger, with a hot dog, or with Mexican food. And yummy.
Yep. Agree.
And then if I had to pick a cocktail, I'd probably go either an old fashioned or a whiskey sour. Going to be my favorite go-to cocktail just because I really like bourbon and
I think an old-fashioned would probably be I could see that over a whiskey sour because eventually that thing's going to get sour. It's going to be just too sweet. God, bourbon is good. Old-fashions are good
because you can make the old-fashioned as sweet or as sweet as you want.
Exactly,
it's all about the simple that you put in it.
Agreed. Just like the mimosa too.
Yeah, the mimosa is pretty fucked up. Yeah, I like that. Because it lightens it when you add the carbonation to it from the Sprite. Mm-hmm. So that's another level to that. I almost want to make one of my whiskey
It almost
sours.
Turns into like a champagne, which the mimosa part.
It falls perfectly.
Gets that bubbly.
That. Yeah. I need a restaurant now because Manmosa and Mimosa is going to be on there too, dude.
Yeah, and we're going to, so good. And your drink level is going to be on how tall you are to ride this ride.
That's right.
Oh my God,
that's gonna be good.
That's too funny.
What else? What else we got?
Pretty much. I mean, it was Super Bowl, so that's where I was going with this whole thing. I mean, obviously I was wrong. The whole Taylor Swift thing, and obviously, Travis didn't propose, so I would have lost that bet. But and the Gatorade was purple. Yeah, I seen that.
And every year that I've looked at the odds, purple was always the least favored one. Yeah. And this year it was -120, which means it was the favorite. And I was like, I wonder if they didn't change that because last year.
Yeah, last year I think it was purple.
So and I did see where someone was recording their TV and they said, "Oh, look, there's no Gatorade bath. There's no Gatorade bath." Mm-hmm. And then on a different angle that they saw,
they had to catch up to him because it was like Andy Reid got out of there. You know what I mean? So it was like a whole thing chasing him down. Mm-hmm. And then the halftime show, I think I showed you last night, the guy, they yeeted his ass up. I mean, he was probably 20 feet in the air. Mm-hmm. And then the chick, she was one of the side dancers on the pole, just completely fell off. Mm-hmm. Boom, nails it. She went on TikTok, black eye and everything.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she's, a professional dancer or whatnot, and she lied on her resume. Mm-hmm. Never thought that it would come back to literally bite her in the ass. Yeah. And put on there, I can roller skate. And she gets the call. She said literally she was, the night before the Super Bowl, was in her driveway trying to, learn how to roller skate. Yeah. And that's how she ends, falling off the damn stage.
See, I would be like, you know what? I can't do that. I cannot roller skate.
But I think it was for like 25 grand is what they were paying her to go in there for the halftime show. It was something crazy.
25 grand per motherfucker that was performing in that. That's insane. There's no way I could do that. Like, I mean, I could do it.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be good.
I mean, I would go out there and bust my ass for 25 grand. Give it a shot, you know?
Yeah, but then now
so Usher, hit me up, bud.
Yeah, now she's admitting it on social media saying, oh, I lied on my resume.
Yeah.
So now, like...
She'll never get another dancing gig ever.
Yeah.
I mean, her career's shot.
I can really dance and I can really rollerblade now. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, what taught you that lesson? The thing that hit you in the eye or what?
Oh, man.
All of a sudden, I got this big box of rollerblading talent.
Yeah, exactly. So someone sends her a helmet, some knee pads and stuff,
dude,
a starter kit for.
If I was Usher, I would do that.
Yeah.
I would get her address and be like, send her this.
Yeah,
just as a pity
the
thing.
book of rollerblading for dummies.
Yeah, I'd go to Barnes and Noble and get the rollerblading for dummies, a helmet and knee pads.
To me, if I'm Usher, I'm like, all right, I'm not paying you full top tier. Like, I hired you and said, yeah, I'll pay you this much if you're this. You lied and didn't perform or didn't meet my expectations. I'm only going to pay you for what, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I think you're worth at that point. Like, you let me down. You're definitely not what you said you are.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how every year there just ends up being some sort of shit that goes down that's like, all right, well, what... every year there's something to talk about, whether it's the performance of the game or performance of the halftime show or whatever.
It's the most hyped up, viewed, event on TV. Mm-hmm. And even with the halftime show, you have Usher acting out there, like he's 18 and single and Alicia Keys is single. He's all rubbing on her and like grinding up on. That was a whole nother thing too. She's married. Oh. He literally just got married the day before in Vegas. And he's acting like he's all up in it. And Lil Boosie was talking about, man, you don't put your junk on another woman's, married woman's, backside or whatever and grinding up on it and the whole thing. And I guess her husband came out and was like, no, it's all good. It's all good. And, it's like, dude, is it? Because it looked like she was liking it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
They're entertainers, though.
Yeah, they're entertaining, all right.
Because even if you go back years and years and years ago when Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake.
The old nip slip.
Yeah. I was like.
Wardrobe malfunction.
The gold
was
kitty on the screen.
Yeah. Who wears that, and not expect it to be, Obviously, it was meant to do that, and then it had a negative effect, and it was like, oh, no. That was a wardrobe malfunction. Okay. If I rip my shirt right now, it's not going to make a perfect titty rip, and I happen to have a pasty or a clamp on it, like looks like the sun.
Yeah.
You just don't do that.
Yeah, and ironically, the song was like, I'll have you naked by the end of the song, and then that happens, and then titties out. Hell yeah.
Had a negative effect, and it's like, oh, no. This is our backup plan.
Yeah. Okay.
If people don't like it, we'll just say, wardrobe malfunction, not our fault. Okay, dude. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
that's so crazy that there's so many people that just think about this shit that they're like, all right, well, we're going to have this happen, and if they don't like it, we're going to say wardrobe.
Oh, you got to have a backup plan. You have to have an excuse or a reason to why it didn't meet expectation or if something goes, crazy.
Yeah, if there's like negative sentiment around it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have that backup plan. Mm-hmm. If not, you're just hanging yourself out there like, hey, this guy's good enough. And
Janet, are you okay with the titty out? Titty out, Janet? Okay,
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Right, bingo.
Exactly.
And they're not even getting paid for it. They just do all these Super Bowl shows for free because their music gets them the
and then Ludacris comes out in an outfit that looks like the guy off of Dodgeball, the gym, like, we know we're better than you.
Yeah.
We're better than you. We know it.
Yeah.
Looks just like him in the purple little outfit and stuff. I mean, that was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they come up with this shit?
I don't know. I think what happens is whoever sponsors it. So for years it was Pepsi, and now it's Apple Music. I think they give them a budget, and it says, "Hey, stay within this budget." And
I can see that.
And then they say, "Okay, well, this is what I can do to perform within this budget." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I think
obviously they cut corners on the wardrobe because dude, that was like Halloween for kids.
Yeah.
Esque.
I think the budget also. I would love to see the numbers on it because I think Pepsi had more money than the Apple Music thing, or Pepsi put more money into it because some of the coolest halftime shows were when Pepsi was sponsoring it. And then now that Apple Music's doing it, I feel like Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, is like cutting corners with those.
Yeah, I can see that.
And saying, look,
dude, the funniest commercial though, which you're at the game, you probably didn't see shit, but was the Dunkin' Donuts with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Oh no, I never saw.
Oh my god, dude! So they did like different skits, and it's like building up to it. But Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and Tom Brady was in it too. They're gonna like put together a boys band and show up at a J-Lo like audition or whatever, or she's about to film a music video, and they like start singing and stuff. But then there's another one where Matt Damon and Tom Brady and Ben Affleck are throwing the football around, and they make like little jokes like, "Oh man, I used to be, or I want to be quarterback in high school," and Tom's like, "Oh yeah, you're pretty good, Matt. Yeah, that's a good arm." And Ben Affleck's like, "Don't deflate his ego." Like, dude, it's so funny. Those are the best commercials, man. I mean, it was pretty good. It was hilarious. But I think they're called like the Dunk Kings or something is what their little boy band name is. But yeah, that was probably the funniest one.
Yeah, I wanted to like go and find. I'm sure there's a YouTube video that's compiled all the commercials, and then I could just watch that and be like, "Oh, okay, that's."
Doritos used to knock it out of the park, and they're and the old school Bud Light, like with the frogs, or like Bud Wise, or those were good. Miller Lite used to have some good ones, dude. But I think the hype is like worn off because it was always like, "Oh my god, the first commercial of the Super Bowl, everyone's like, shut up." Yeah. At the party and like, listen. And then it's like M&M's.
Yeah.
It's.
I don't see. I think everything's just gotten soft over the years and people just give less of a shit about it. And I think this year was like one of the first years that they started pre-showing the commercials. Yeah. So like the Paramount one was apparently supposed to be one that was really hyped up. Yeah. But Paramount was showing that on their streaming shit. Yeah. Like a week before the game was happening. Yeah. So I was like, what the hell?
Get y'all shit together. You know what I mean? We want funny commercials. Bring back funny. You know what I mean? Like, the good old days.
Yeah. I think we're slowly turning into people not giving a shit about the Super Bowl or big sporting events because the whole world's just going to hell right now. And they're like, oh, well, why spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on a Super Bowl party, or why even spend tens of thousands of dollars on tickets to it? Yeah. It's like it's free on TV.
Which those tickets were price gouging, just like Ocho Cinco said to Shannon Sharp. He's like, look, the typical fan, the blue collar guy that works his butt off, saves up to make the regular season games and supports and cheers. He has to save up to get a jersey, a hat, this whole thing, man. Y'all have made it to where they cannot and they'll never be able to afford the Super Bowl. You've made it about celebrities, people of status. You have this like this standard way up here, but the fans, the actual fans, can't make it. So you're telling me that every Super Bowl, doesn't matter which team is in it, like Jay-Z is a fan of? No. Where is he at during the season? Where, like all these super famous people, where are they at during the season? Yep, doing their busy life. But now all of a sudden they have time to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. They don't like either team. There's no reason for Jay-Z to be there.
Yeah, it's just publicity for him. Yeah. So what if he spends $1 million?
He owns the Brooklyn Nets. Why would you go to a California and Kansas-based team? Yeah. You'd go to the Patriots, you know what I mean? Or the Eagles, that's a stretch. But, you would go to the northeast coast teams. Yeah. You don't go, like, I get it, it's just a party. I just want to go to have fun. Okay, I get that. I don't have a dog in this fight. But you're the reason why because they know that. So we're going to drive the price up because we know Jay-Z's going to want to come, or this person or that person, Ben Affleck or whatever. The Kardashians. The Kardashians don't know anything about football other than who's screwing them. Yeah. The football player, you know what I mean, and what team he plays for. Yeah. And because Odell was there with Kim, so it's like, I get it, but it's just a celebrity hangout, and you've taken the middleman out of it. The average fan cannot afford to go. Yeah. And it sucks, but.
Yeah, it's like an all exclusive party for 61,000 people. And if you're in the top 1% elite going to this game, then you're going to have the suites. And then below that are the peasants. And then and I say peasants loosely, like peasants are going to be in the third story bowl part. Yeah. But so if you're on the 50-yard line, then you got these tickets. And maybe you're a millionaire or whatever, and you're just out here just to see the exclusivity of it.
Yeah.
But then when you start spending like $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 for a third story seat, then it's like at that point I might as well just watch it at home because it's blurry. My eyes aren't that good. I'm just gonna watch it on TV and go to the bathroom when I want to and not have to walk up an entire 1,000 flight of stairs.
I mean, yeah, because otherwise it's just to say you went to the game.
Yeah,
I don't care. What I see is you just spent for 2 tickets 18 to 20 grand to watch it worse than I did at home, and I didn't spend shit.
Yeah,
you know.
And I hate apparently now I don't know what the streaming service situation was like, but weren't they streaming it on Paramount or Peacock or something, or was it like
for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it wasn't on any like local networks, was it?
I thought it was on Fox. I watched it on the Fox 4K. Channel.
See, I was told that it was only on things that you had to pay for. So like people with just standard cable nowadays.
I know the Chiefs, when they played the Dolphins, they went the Amazon Prime shit. It was on Prime TV, which is Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock.
One of those. Yeah, Paramount. Starts with a P.
Yeah.
Prime, Peacock, Paramount.
Peacock was a pain in the ass because even Chris Collinsworth one day was saying, because it was the next week was going to be the Chiefs and Dolphins, and it was going to be on Peacock. And he says, go ahead and download Peacock now, because he had to make an announcement on it at the end of whatever game he was calling.
And again, you're stretching it for these average fans. Dude, they're already like nickel and diamond. How are we going to make this mortgage? How are we going to afford food? You know, we already have all these subscriptions and everything like that to watch TV. And now I have to buy one more, even though it's $4.99 a month. Yeah. I don't have it. Just for one game? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, and so what I think they're doing, even with Amazon Prime, because almost everyone in the world has Amazon Prime now, just because they try to make it all inclusive and everything. And I think what they're going to eventually go to is just like big major fights, like Floyd Mayweather fights. Yeah, the Super Bowl is eventually going to be a pay-per-view thing.
I was about to say it reminds me a lot of pay-per-view. I don't have Prime because that's a whole nother thing. I ordered Pez candy one time, and I got a brown boot polishing kit. And this is 2 days before Christmas and the whole 9 yards. You know what I mean? It's a whole thing. So, but yeah, so I'm like, all right, I'm not paying you guys $100 something a year for nothing. And I can still order off your website. Yeah, I may get it a day later, but it's not, it doesn't justify, but now you can watch football. I'd rather not. Screw your Thursday night games. I don't care.
Yeah, because and what will happen is it'll eventually go to pay-per-view, and then after that, it'll be like $5 a month, $10 or $10 for the game, whatever. Then it'll eventually go to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. And then it's like, oh, well, if I'm having a party and I got like 10 people coming, if they each give me $10.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and my thing is, if I'm the NFL, if I want to just destroy everyone else, I'm just going to say, hey, all the games are now on the NFL Network.
Dude, that's what I would have. I've been saying that for a year.
And subscribe to us, but when you do that, you go on our app, and then you get to pick and choose which, you know what I mean? Yeah. Which game you want to watch. And we stream all of them. You pick your team or whatever you want to do, and you watch what game you want to watch. Yeah, that's worth, whatever, $100 a month.
Because they already have the NFL app. Yeah. And all you got to do, and they already give you the ability to rewatch shit that was already played. So if you subscribe to that for however many dollars a month, then do that. Yeah. And when NFL Sunday Ticket was leaving AT&T, I was like, all right, that's cool, because now it's going to go to somewhere else. And I was hoping that they were going to just do it themselves. Because if it doesn't cost them anything extra, they're already a big-ass organization. It's already worth billions and billions of dollars.
But you got ESPN, ABC, Disney, all that. Yeah. That same company.
Everyone's wanting the rights.
Dumping money into the NFL, which, the NFL's probably like, all right, if we charge this much a year to the fans, okay, it's going to make us $35, say $1 million. But ESPN comes in, Disney, ABC, whatever the hell you want to call them, they're going to give us 40. That's an extra $5 million for doing nothing. Yeah, because they want the rights to it, to stream it or whatever. So, and to bring in that revenue. But yeah, NFL just needs to get together and say, look, we own it. We're going to stream our own stuff and screw off with everyone else.
Yeah, and they're doing all this with the money, and then tell me it's not rigged.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's to some point, whether it's rigged, it's rigged in some aspect. It might not be fully rigged, or they might not know at the beginning of the season or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's some aspect of it that's rigged.
Oh, yeah. And it's all dollar bills behind the scenes.
Yeah. So. But anyway, I think that does it for today's podcast. So if you guys like the podcast, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have any drink suggestions or things that you want us to talk about or any questions for us, put it down in the comment section below. And you'll be hot, baby.